GameWorn Radio is on the air.
Hey! Chelsea scores! Popping the Cordova, baby! We're going bowling. Now, let's go hunt moose on a Harley. The fires, he scores! LA face with an Oakland Mooney. Make me a bicycle. They score! Bowmeister! Paid that man his money!
GameWorn Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Derek, GameWorn Radio, part of GameWorn.us. I'm here with Dan, Tom, Marco, and Casey. A couple may be joining us a little bit later. But today we can pretty much talk about whatever we want. Right now I got Pete calling in, so I'm going to get Pete added to the call here, wherever he's at. But I do have kind of like a rough guide of what I want to talk about. Obviously it's going to be a little bit of the Expo. Damn it, Pete. Somebody start talking about the Expo coming up while I take care of this.
Yeah, so there's an Expo coming up.
That you're not going to, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I wouldn't recommend going to it. It's going to be a pretty bad time. It doesn't look very good, though. No, Whitaker's hosting an Expo in Chicago. It does look good. I wish I could come, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's in Chicago and I live in Canada, so come on, Derek, you know.
It's completely doable. It is completely doable.
How many people do you have so far? For the Expo,
I think the last count was like 60 or 70 heads.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. It's gonna be a big one.
I mean, it's not bad. I thought we'd be shooting for more like 100 or so. I feel like we're low on the count right now. Have any of you had success sharing the video right now, the live feed, to the Facebook group?
I haven't tried.
Alright, well, whatever. Oh yeah, so Chicago's kind of like the place to be for the weekend. It's Frozen 4, right? So
Yes.
college is going to be big in the area, which is really awesome. There's going to be a lot of stuff to do. I know we've got the hookup for the Chicago Wolves, so people that want to attend the games, I believe, comes with your price of admission to the show. How about that?
So if you pay to go to the show, you get to go to the Wolves game on Sunday?
Yeah, we just got to arrange it with Derek Christensen, but we're tapping off one of his contacts to go to the show.
Nice. Sweet.
So tag that show with, combine it with the Wolves value, and you got that. Some of us are still going to try and go to the Frozen 4, though, because it's like the Saturday night after the Expo is going to be the actual finals, the actual, crown the college champion. So that's going to be pretty baller. A lot of fun.
Right. Well, that'll be difficult to go to if a couple different colleges are there, but if somebody gets knocked out.
Here's our plan, or at least here's what most of our plans are. Is we're gonna see, because on Thursday's the day where they do like the semifinals, so everybody's kind of got to get their tickets all lined up and ready to go, right? So you get your tickets lined up for the finals on Thursday, and then if your team gets knocked out, it's kind of like no point for you to go at that point. So I think people are gonna StubHub like hard. So we're gonna try and nab them on StubHub, right?
Yeah, that's what I would say try doing.
I mean, that would be... You would think that you can get them pretty relatively cheap. So we're gonna try and do that. Anybody who wants to go. Some people won't want to go to the college one, so that's fine. We've got people going to the Wolves game that night. So we've got a Wolves game available on Saturday. We've got a Wolves game available on Sunday. And you kind of just pick and choose what you want to go to, right?
Sounds like it.
I went to a college football game in Georgia one time, and those guys are insane, man. All they do is sneak vodka into the stadium and then just get hammered. Is that like what college hockey is like down there? Because that sounds like a really good time, if that's what it's like.
Your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, I've never been to like any sort of Frozen 4 event or national championship or anything like that. And I'm not real big on football, so I can't help you there.
I have to admit, I've never been to a college hockey game. Seeing I'm pretty close to OU and also Ohio State. But I'm actually going to the Wolves game Saturday and Sunday. So
Actually, at the United Center, you'd be a little bit difficult to sneak in quite a bit of booze over there, since there's a pat down and a metal detector that you got to go through. So
Come on, what you gotta do, see, you just gotta be inventive with it, right?
I'll get down before.
You gotta, like, get one of the pouches, right, and just strap it to your back,
jeez.
and you run the line
They're
down
looking
your
for
pants,
that.
right? No, when they tap my back, I'm just extra fat. But what if you put it on your tummy, right? You're making fun, you like, pat my tummy?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. They actually will if they want to. I mean, they do make you take your coat off. So if you look overly too bulky for your frame, and you look like the Michelin Man a little bit, they might want to feel you up there.
All right, what if I put the camel bag in my ass with my pants, and maybe I got
That's
that
what I was
ass on?
No, sneak it up your ass. There's no way they're gonna find
You're
it.
more
It's
a
worth
fan of that than I would be. For some reason, I feel like you've done this before.
Just a Mickey. Not anything bigger than that. Come on. Let's not get crazy here.
Come on.
Marco, we're 5
Like-
minutes. Marco, we're 5 minutes in, and I regret all those nice things I said about you earlier
Yeah,
today.
you were begging him to
come
come
on.
on the show pretty much, and then here he is just tanking the whole son of a bitch.
Yeah, Marco, if you never come on again, the show would be better off for it.
Oh, come on. Fun?
Well, what I'll say about the Frozen Four, here in Omaha, we have the University of Nebraska Omaha. They made it to the Frozen Four here a couple seasons ago. I'm not that big of a fan. I did not go, but I know Denver University is in it. They're, I think, the #1 team in the country right now. They've got a kid, Henrik Borgstrom, who is absolutely freaking amazing. He was drafted by the Florida Panthers in 2016. And he's a freshman at DU. He's their best player. So hopefully you guys get a chance to see him. If you go to the Frozen Four, he's an elite level talent. That is for sure.
What team?
Denver.
Denver. Got it. That would be one. I haven't decided if I'm going to go to the Wolves game or the Frozen Four finals. I'm kind of just tagging along and going with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. A bunch of us are staying at the hotel that Pete graciously got arranged, and that's going to be a shit show first and foremost.
Oh yeah, that's always a good time. I think traditionally it used to be, well, back in the day when we used to do the Expos, it was show and tell night between whoever is at the hotel, mostly. So before the show, the actual show itself. So I did also send a link out to all the Blackhawk Alumni Association. So I don't know if we'll get anybody from there, but I will ask them to resend the link again about a week out. So, and we'll go from there and see if we get anybody
All right.
coming in from that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, whoever they are, whether I don't care if they're, alumni associates or whatever, they want families, hockey families. I really don't care. It's pretty self-explanatory. I put the link that you got on your webpage up, explaining the whole process, and so whoever does click it, it should be fun. Definitely the guys that I know, like Troy Murray and stuff like that, they'll be on the road because he's doing color commentary and stuff like that. So I don't know how much activity we'll get from the older guys like Grant Mulvey or anybody like that. I don't know, maybe Reed Simpson might show up. You never know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, huh?
Yeah, I could drop him an email. Ask him.
Do you have any special guests attending, or?
Sean Broderick.
Yeah.
in his jerseys.
Oh, he's gonna bring his collection along. That's pretty.
He's
cool.
got a number of really choice pieces that he's gonna be bringing.
Yeah, his stuff's amazing.
Yeah. He's
How do you even travel with that?
I recommend it
by hand.
Put everything in a carry-on and in your backpack and keep it on your person. That's what I would do with all my high-end stuff.
Yeah, so I'm picking them up Thursday. So
Pete, are you going to display at the show?
yes,
Okay.
I'll display some. Let me see. I'll display some Hawks, some Stanley Cup Finals from various teams. I don't know what else. I mean, I've got some choices to make, and I think I mentioned that to Derek. And I don't know exactly what to bring and what not to bring. I'd like to sell some stuff as well, or trade some of my early '80s. I'm fortunate to have like trips and quads of some players. So, where most people might have one or two, I have like 3 or 4 of some guys. It just ends up that way. And again, for me, the 80s were my thing. I was most involved. I was a season ticket holder. I used to hang out with Gunzos. My friend was a visiting stick boy, so I got to meet a lot of people. So all the players from the 80s aren't less what I consider my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whenever you see one, actually there is an auction house that will have a pretty nice 83 Fort Troy Murray up for auction next auction. So, but I used to own, but I was like, how many can I have? I don't know, at some point.
All of
so
them.
I'm surprised the guy.
You can have all of them if you
I
can.
can't
find
have
them
all of
and
them.
you have the money.
Unfortunately.
It is
So
completely
what's a
plausible.
reasonable amount of jerseys to bring?
I'm sorry.
What's a reasonable, if you're going to carry it on you? How many jerseys can you realistically carry on you to bring to the show?
I've
done
in my book bag.
I've done 20 to Edmonton.
Oh,
20.
were you in a
To
book bag
Edmonton
or were
one.
you in like a roller bag carry-on thing?
No, I had a
Or did you layer
backpack. I layered them. I barely had any clothes. Let's put it that way. I layered them, and I got a letter from the promoter, and I still got asked the same questions by customs 4 times. So, and I had somebody waiting to pick me up driving around Edmonton Airport for like 40 minutes. So it was kind of crazy, but they bring somebody else in and kind of, it was nuts. It's like ask you the same questions 4 different ways. And it's
Yeah,
like,
make
guys,
sure your answer's all consistent or whatever. I've had some issues with customs, like, why are you coming here? Like 5 freaking times. Like, I just told you, bro.
it was,
What's not to believe about I'm bringing GameWorn hockey jerseys to another country? I mean, why wouldn't they accept that answer? Seems completely legitimate to me.
I don't think it's the point of accepting the answer. It's like, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to sell them? Are you going to make money? Are we not going to get our GST and VAT and all that stuff? And I think that was their biggest concern. It's like, if you're selling, we want our tax. And I was like, well, no, I'm just displaying. Sorry.
Yeah.
You should have told them enough with the questions. If you ask another one, we will build a wall.
At your expense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes! Penguins scored, baby. Woo! How about that?
Ooh.
The best team in the National Hockey League, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Just FYI.
Yeah. I still want the 92 rematch. That's what I'm looking for this year.
Hey, they're playing with a third of the AHL Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, and they've won 5 in a row. So whenever you're ready.
We're good. We're ready to go.
Let me ask you this quick question, trivia question: has anyone ever won 16 games in a row to win the Stanley Cup?
Didn't Detroit do it one time?
No. We won like
Was it?
2 rounds for sweep, but I don't think all 16.
No, I don't think so. 15 is the record with the Penguins in '92. Both the Hawks and the Penguins went in 11 games. Am I wrong, Casey?
The Hawks went in 11, and if you remember, Pete, they didn't win another one. The Penguins
right, that I
went.
do know. I was there. Don't worry.
The Penguins went in with a 7-game win streak, and they won 4 in a row, so they tied the Hawks record in the same playoff. I'm talking legitimately go undefeated in the playoffs. It's looking like the Penguins will do it this year.
No.
Oh my
no,
god! Give me a break.
Really?
No,
Oh
not a
my
chance.
God.
No fucking way.
Okay, they'll win. They'll lose 1 game. You're right.
They're not.
Depends
even
on
gonna
who
win.
they get.
They're not going.
There's got to be a TV loss over there. Otherwise, the NHL's going to lose big sponsor dollars, with commercials.
No
and
way
that,
they
so-
would sweep the Jackets. There's no way they would sweep the Jackets.
The Jackets.
You guys do know that I'm kidding. I don't actually think that they would go 16-0 in the playoffs, right?
You never know.
Yo, sometimes with you, I can't figure out if you're kidding or not because you mix in like some real shit with like some other shit.
Right.
And you're like, they got real shit in there, so it's not all bullshit. So I can't,
Like you've started fights with people on like the forums and stuff, Casey. Who's the one guy you love antagonizing? I forget his name.
Oh, I don't know. I forget all their names. I've got,
That's awesome.
The list is long and distinctive.
that's right. Hey, I honestly don't care. I'll tell it the way it is, and if you don't like it, then sorry. It's ridiculous.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I like Casey for that, man.
Mhm.
The
Guy
thread-
who speaks his mind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you should
The
be
thread
fun.
about the signatures was golden. I love it. I thought it was great. People got too serious about it.
I don't know. Some people do take themselves too seriously, though. You do have to take a step back and be like, is this really worth it?
Right.
I mean, shit, I had Casey blocked for a while there.
We made up. I made a peace offering.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad.
So anyway, on to jerseys. Did anybody? Did you guys keep up on the pricing and the Stadium Series shirts that J&J got?
Not the Penguin stuff. No, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I thought the prices were, overall compared to what they're going for at NHL auctions, I thought that they were, high, but at the same time, there's only 2 sets. And Fanatics didn't get all of them either. Fanatics only got 16 of them. I think 4 of them were issued, so you're looking at only 12 out of the 20 that were actually worn on the ice that night.
Well,
Ended up going up for auction, and those are ending tonight.
here's what
so.
happens with the stuff that
A lot of
Fanatics
the
get.
Penguins jerseys. A lot of the Penguins jerseys from the season I seem to be a little higher than normal.
So,
Oh yeah, $850 for a bum, for a jabroni 4th line guy. $850.
all right, so we all
Need a
know
bench
we
warmer.
all know that a set gets auctioned from these special events, right? Back at the end of February, I wrote an article to indicate where the other ones go. So if 20 jerseys are worn on the ice, then they get 15 of them to auction. So what happens to the others?
Right.
Like clockwork, it's always 5. 5, 5, 5 from every outdoor game special event do not get auctioned. Where do they go?
They go straight to the card company.
They get caught up.
Yep.
So if you don't see a player that you're looking for on the auctions, it's because it's getting caught up into a card.
Yep, and that's already been that's been pretty well proven. They're out there on eBay right now.
Yeah,
so.
in my article, I listed pretty much from at least last year every single player that's jersey didn't end up on the auction block, and I posted examples of the cards that they were cut up into.
Well, great. I can't wait to get pieces of Sidney Crosby's first period jersey that he scored the goal in. I can't wait.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where it's at.
Look at me, I collect Glendening, right? And last year, they chopped up a Glendening, and this year, they're chopping up a Glendening. The fuck?
That's so asinine.
You have amazing luck, buddy.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even get the Glendening that the team had this year. I had to settle for Carreau.
Doesn't it? It makes it more lucrative to collect GameWorn jerseys, given that they actually do that, though. I mean, I don't really care. There's so many of them, anyways, right? I mean,
Well,
you really
I'm trying to find my
upset
article right now.
a one-period jersey.
You're gonna love this, Marco. See, I'm trying to. I've got it. I've got the article. So at the article, dude, when I was writing, I was just getting more heated as I was writing this article, right? And so I write this little snippet at the end, and so pretty much at the end, it's like, if you're wondering where jerseys went, check the next year's batch of cards. Next up, shredding the Declaration of Independence, bringing everyone closer to freedom.
Oh, I saw
Jesus,
that.
good one.
Because the tagline for like the game worn bullshit, whatever that upper deck is, like bringing fans closer to the game, something like that, right? So it's like bringing everyone closer to freedom.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was a little bit heated writing that article.
And you were inspired.
Oh, dude, I was like, I started the article all cool and collected, and by the end, I was just fuming. I was like, just, you could hear it in the keyboard, and just, I was mashing it so hard. I was so angry.
Well,
Yeah,
Marco,
Sorry.
you're fine. You had asked a question about, the collecting community and whether or not it's more lucrative. I guess from a business standpoint, the NHL and the card companies look at it as a much more lucrative venture to cut up a jersey or mini jerseys from those games, 5 from each team, and if they sell 10,000 boxes of hockey cards for $150 per box, it's much more lucrative for them to do it that way than sell shirts for in whole, not cut up, for $1,500 a piece or $800, whatever.
They don't use the whole jersey in the set, so now they have jersey to use later on.
Right.
Like, they pack these things away, they put them in archives. Like, I don't know why they grabbed 2 Glendennings, because they already have one that they can continue to cut up and shit. Broaden your horizons. Like, when you snabbed Gretzky and started slicing that bitch up, like, you're gonna make that last.
You're going to take every square inch and make it work. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
no shit.
Especially with the Glendennings being in high demand.
Yeah,
So-
they're fucking hard to get, dude.
Casey's saying it's $850 for a scrub for that game, for a one-period jersey. So they obviously, you can't sell an $850 jersey to a kid, so they're tailoring to, the market where you can, get lucky and buy a $3.50 pack of cards and game. It's like lottery tickets for kids.
You have to. It's
No,
not
they're
even
more
for
than-
kids, dude.
They're
Are you
more than that
fucking kidding
retail.
me? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way a kid can even buy this shit. You know how much a pack of fucking cards costs? $100 for one pack, and they put it in a box. So they're selling you a box that contains one pack of cards that has 4 cards in it for $100. It's $24 fucking dollars a card.
Well, the card industry anymore has changed so much. It's all centered around box breaks, and you buy a particular team in a box break. So, if I bought a box of cards for $200, I will basically collect money from the people that collect a particular team, and they call them hits. Any hits that you get, or jersey cards, autograph cards of that particular team, you automatically get those based on an amount that you've bid based on the box break. So it's not one person just sitting down and keeping all the cards the majority of the time. They basically keep what they want and auction off the rest via this box break system. It's pretty, I wouldn't say neat, but they've basically created a niche where they can get what they want, sell the rest, and live with the $250 price tag of a box, because they know that they're being reimbursed right away from the other collectors that want other teams.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, there's there's people that just want that rush. I mean,
Oh yeah, no question.
Fucking $100
So-
for 4 cards. Ugh.
Yeah, and my son, he's 7 years old. He gets the Upper Deck set 1 and set 2 every year when they come out, I don't even buy packs for him anymore. I just get him the set when it comes on eBay for $8 or $9. Save myself a hell of a lot of money because he doesn't care about the young guns and all that other crap. He just wants pictures of the players.
No.
Right.
So
anyway, enough about cards.
Yeah,
Sorry,
seriously.
it took us on a diatribe there. Yeah.
So there was an expo. Speaking of expos, there was one this past weekend. The Nova.
Yeah.
I don't think any of our people went, but they did a group photo, which was pretty cool. There's some pretty neat things. It's they do it every year. The Nova Expo. It's put on by Francis.
The Washington one.
Yeah, it's in the Washington area, Northern Virginia.
Yeah, it's DC. Yeah.
There's no North Virginia. The fuck am I talking about? Is it Virginia area? DC and Virginia, that entire area. I haven't been able to go there myself yet, but maybe hopefully eventually down the way I'll be, continuing to travel to meet people and go to shows and do what I'd like others to do.
They have some amazing stuff at that expo. You guys ever seen pictures of the stuff they have there? It's incredible.
Oh, fucking Derek Whitwer, who shares a lot of my name with me. He's always got good shit. Like, I really like seeing his collection.
There's some prime Washington Capitals over there that some early 10-year patched. There's a couple collectors that have some really high-end guys.
Francis has got good stuff too. I mean, look at some of the shit that he sold in the
Francis
past. Like, he was selling shit that I was like, man, I wish I could get that.
Yeah, Frank's a great guy.
Oh, he was
I went there last year first time.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Took him to this pizza joint. We just shot the shit for a while. He's awesome. I like Francis.
Yeah, he's a super good guy.
Well,
Marco, I think your point about the pictures and all the jerseys and stuff. I saw that they took a group photo. The majority of, if not all, were wearing Washington Capitals jerseys, and I noticed that there was not a single Stanley Cup winning jersey in the entire room. Just so you know, I'm sure all my Capitals buddies are listening. There was not a single, not one, Stanley Cup winning jersey in the room.
Damn, dude, sounds like the Sharks up in here.
Oh no.
But maybe this is the year, Casey. Maybe this is it, man.
Yeah, just like
that, buddy. They punked your fucking team on Shattenkirk. What happened there? What?
Yeah, just like they've punked the Penguins once out of 10 or 11 tries in the playoffs in the history of hockey. So I'm not worried, not one bit.
The comes from a winner, right? The Blues, there's all their Stanley Cups not hanging in the rafters.
Oh yeah, when I was down in St. Louis back in early February, I was standing in line to get my picture with the Stanley Cup. As I was sitting there thinking, I thought maybe I should ask one of these people what they're standing in line to get their picture for, if they even knew what that thing was. 50 years is a long time to not win anything.
Yeah, well, that's probably as close as they're going to get to the cup. Right. More so the players.
Yeah.
So.
What was the 50-year shot? I don't get that. What was that about?
They've been in the league for 50 years.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah. But you got to remember, they were in the finals early in their existence.
They were in the first year, '68. They were there with Glenn Hall. Right,
and even through 70.
Yeah,
Glenn was there too. Glenn was the losing goalie for that game, the Bobby Orr famous goal.
That's right.
So, but yeah, I mean, if Casey comes, he can bring his Mario's, and I have a couple of
you weren't on
game winners.
The last GameWorn radio. You promised that we could put it on and eat barbecue and a shit.
This is true.
That's right. You can all autograph.
He's gonna let us put him on. We're all gonna autograph all of his Mario Lemieux and.
Yep.
Exactly. And shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yep.
Barbecue deep dish pizza all over.
Yeah, you know
it's the best.
All right, so
that's
in addition to the expo, there's some fun shit going on. In addition to the events, we've got the different raffles that we have going on. One of the new things that we're doing this year is we're going to be having a ticket drop raffle for the attendees. So there's some exclusive prizes at the expo. It's like $1 ticket, and you basically, there's a cup in front of the prize that you want. You drop a ticket into the cup, and then when it's time for the raffle to go, whatever ticket's in the cup is, what's drawn from. So if you're the only ticket in the cup, you get the prize. But there's a lot of cool prizes for that, like Placid Souvenir Puck, Yammer Yager bobblehead, autograph stick, Luke Glendening Stadium Series stick, a Wolves jersey. Derek Christensen, he's going to be swapping out the Lightning logo license plate art that he made for Chicago art that he made, because he felt that it was a little bit more appropriate to the clientele in the general area. And then, so all that's reserved pretty much for the people that attend to the show. So the tickets you buy on the spot, you put it in the cup after you put your name on the ticket, and then we draw it that way. The other one we have is the global raffle. So that's where anybody can get involved no matter where you're at. So we grab your email address and you buy your tickets. They're $5 a ticket, or they're staged. So if you buy 4 tickets, you actually get 5, and then so forth and so on. Some really good shit in there. Larkin GameWorn pants, Chicago Wolves jersey, Winnipeg Jets goalie practice jersey. There's a Hater training camp jersey from the Red Wings that Jason donated, which is pretty cool. A green Los Angeles Kings preseason jersey, a pure Rivermen practice jersey. I mean, we've got pretty close to 30-40 different things: souvenirs, autographs, souvenir pucks, all the way down to socks, helmets, autograph photos, game-worn gloves. So we got kind of quite a bit of a mix that anybody who wants to can get involved with that, which is pretty awesome. And another cool thing is we've got a box of bobbleheads that we're going to be giving away as it's kind of like door prizes. So as people walk in the door, they may or may not get a bobblehead. I don't know how we're going to do the door prizes. I think we might just do like a third set of tickets and do a drawing, door prize style. But yeah, the raffle is going to be a ton of fun. I think the ticket drop is going to be hell of a blast.
Should be pretty good.
A lot of prizes.
It's gotta be better than the silent auction crap. So
Yeah, I don't really like the silent auction stuff. I'm marginal on raffles as it is, but I think with a mix of what we have, and we have so many freaking prizes, man.
well, I think a raffle for the things offered, that's fine. But it's just like, when you have to do it with jerseys, it's quite interesting, I think. Because you have the guy that'll spend $200 on a ticket, on those raffle tickets, to put it in the jersey, and then you have the one person who spent, $10, whatever one ticket cost, and that person wins, and it's like, I got a $10 jersey,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely opportunity for some really cool things. For, just a handful of bucks. You got $5-10 in your PayPal, get a raffle ticket. I'm trying to find that thread of all the different topics you guys want to talk about. I know Casey had some hot button issues. Oh, you know what? I don't even know who asked, or I can't remember. Everything's a heyday for me right now. But this week I'm writing an article which kind of stems on the whole Fanatics thing. Taking a phone call? Come on, man.
No, man.
Nope.
It's a fucking update. Shut up, dude. Flame scored.
Nobody cares about those guys. All right, so
Oh.
Oh my God.
yeah, so I'm writing an article this week talking about how much trust you really place in the people telling you that something is what it is. And the reason why I'm writing this is because Fanatics has their whole item lookup system by their little tags in the thing, right? They got a serial number and you can look it up. And the whole thing is, you can make sure that your thing is authentic. We'll tell you everything you need to know about it by punching in this number into our system. That's cool and all, but you really got to trust them to have their shit in their system correctly, right? Do you guys remember who was the Red Wing goalie for the Centennial Classic?
What's his name? Jared Kuro?
Kuro.
Kuro.
Right, and that was like a last-minute decision. It was so last-minute that they didn't even have the silver custom pads made up for him because it was a last-minute thing. Everybody thought it was going to be Mrazek.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you punch in a number off of Crow's jersey into their thing, and they tell you that it's issued. It was an issued jersey. All three of them are issued jerseys. So if you're, toting the line of, check our database and we'll tell you if it's real or not and whatnot, and you type in this jersey, right? And it pops up into the system as issued and you don't know shit and you didn't look up anything, then you're going to be like, oh, this wasn't worn in the game. You must have wore a different one. Can you really...
Well, you never accept it nowadays, the way jerseys are marketed.
Well, I mean, you have the guys like us who'll do a research, right? But you have new people that won't. They'll go based on what this LOA says or what this lookup says or, what this population report says. But...
Right, and rightly so, because they're gonna want to verify the way they verify nowadays with so much information being out there. And then next thing that's gonna happen is they're gonna say that you sold me this jersey and it's not game used.
Exactly.
And then you got to tell them exactly why.
Yeah, so you got all this explaining to do, and that's even if they believe you. Now, luckily, with it being worn, and luckily for me, I've got a photo match to the Kuro that I purchased already, i.e. showing that it was used in a game, not player issued. But I mean, this is what we're looking at, and what are they doing? They're dabbling in game-worn pucks, or goal-scored pucks, or this, that, and the other. So, I mean, they can't even fucking get their own population report correct. And it looks like that they're making these shits before the game even happens. Because how do you... I mean, you're not using your little barcode tracking system that they were toting for the longest time. Clearly not.
Well, didn't they do that with the Hockey Classic? They had this stuff before he was even worn out onto the ice.
Yeah. I mean, they're listing shit up on auction before players even put them on, so you don't even... I mean, you're projecting that you don't have a last-minute line change. Like, they're auctioning off or starting the auctions of jerseys before a player even puts it on. So you don't know if it's going to be issued or not. It could be a last-minute thing. Maybe they send the player down. Maybe the player gets injured or something.
But wait, Derek, doesn't Migrate do the same thing?
I've never seen Migrate launch an auction before the game starts.
They sell jerseys before any games are played, don't they?
They pre-sell jerseys.
Right. Okay, how's it any different?
Then they change the price. If it's a game issue for the person, they will change the price.
They'll
or
refund
in
you.
the case of some... Yeah, they'll refund you. Or in the case of some players... They'll give you the choice. Do you want to keep it, or do you want to put the money towards a different player or a different jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. But they also make mistakes on their population report, too.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't Migrate reserve the right to, keep any jersey?
They do.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. That
if
sucks.
You pre-order something
that
and a
means
milestone happens in it, then you could lose out on your pre-order and get refunded for it, or have something of similar value replacing it.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
See, I like Migrate, I support Migrate, but I don't support that. I think that's crap, man.
Personally, I don't like selling something that you don't know what it is yet. When you're ready to sell it, but don't sell it before you're ready to sell it. I can get a wait list.
You know, there's
I
a
understand
really good
a wait
system
list,
for this
but
whole thing.
But it can't be isolated to Fanatics. And I'm not trying to defend Fanatics, but you're singling them out because they listed something as a player issued when obviously he played, and they do the same thing with the Stadium Series Penguins jerseys. Yes, Penguins scored again. Just FYI, guys. Sorry. But they list them as player issued, so I feel like they're trying to do their due diligence, but they are handling thousands upon thousands of items, and that's not an excuse. But nobody expected him to play, and I'm sure that when the jersey was created, it was entered as a player issue jersey, and Illinois had to change it to a game worn jersey. Now you know that it is because you do the research, but I don't know that it necessarily makes a big difference. I'm looking at the Stadium Series jerseys right now, and Brian Rust, who didn't even play, Brian Rust, he's a decent player, but his jersey's going for $625. Do I think that it would go for a little more than that? Maybe. But even if his was game worn, I think that it's probably about right.
What we're getting at, though, is like they tote this whole look up the thing so you know what you're getting, right? So theoretically, if I ever wanted to sell the jersey, you know, what's the number on that? And type it into Fanatics. Oh, this guy's trying to sell me a game issue jersey for game worn price. But
how many people look up that number is the question. Then when you're trying to sell it, some people, I mean, the experienced collectors are going to do it, but some of these novice guys and girls will just like, oh, I'll take your word for it. Or do you have an LLA? Was like, well, I have a chip instead, and they might not even do the research, and which is buyer beware. But then you get the whole everyone gets pissy about it.
Yeah. Well, I could go a little further, and with the Hawks and the Red Wings, they don't make their inventory available to the public at all. So any type of serial numbers and things like that. So at least they're trying. I don't think to Casey's point, it's like I'm not saying they defend Fanatics. I think they're just new at it, and they're going to work out their bugs at some given point on how to correctly catalog these things. But again, if you're going to get in the business and for the money that is being passed around, you need to get it right. I mean, you really do. It doesn't matter if it's them or Migrate or the Hawks or the Red Wings or anybody else. I mean,
I might be overcritical.
Anyone that puts,
maybe I'm overcritical, but you know what? My real life job is asset management software. So when I see this shit, like that's what I do on a daily basis. I support and develop asset management software, and it's not hard to get right. So when I see it and just dumb shit like this, all right, we put it all in the database and shit changed. Go change it.
Has anyone contacted the London Knights? Because I hear they have a really good system for game worn jerseys.
That just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I think they just go to the team store and they just pull them right off the rack. That's all.
But
fire pucks at them against a wall is the last thing I heard.
The thing I'm getting
incredible.
at is like when you're going to the source, when you're going to the number one place, like we're not talking about third-party deals or third-party trading or third-party sales. We're talking about directly from the place where it's initially offered to the market. Like, there's a level of trust that needs to be had there, and if you can't get your shit right, like, how much trust can you really have? And unfortunately, some people are going to turn a blind eye. So you're getting your shit from the Knights, so everybody who's buying from the Knights are trusting that, they can trust the Knights. But you looked at, like, what was the one that was, like, all marked up, or somebody put a mark on a jersey or something or other, and it was, like, a player that didn't even play in the year? Something like that.
Was it Mitch Marner, I think?
No, it was some other player, but he didn't even dress in the jersey, which is what they're saying, but he never played a game that year for the London Knights. And it's like, if you did a little bit of the research up front, you would know that, but you're going based on the word of, in this case, the team, and you're like, I should be able to buy with confidence. And it's like, at what point does that confidence go away? That's all I'm saying.
Leaving. That's my motto. Photo match.
Oh, trust me.
I operate under the theory of buyer beware with every single thing that I buy, and that's just my mindset. Now, not everyone takes it to that extreme, and not everyone does their own research. But I'm sorry, but it's not my money. If they're an idiot, if they're stupid enough to buy it blindly, then sorry, you're gonna get burned.
Wait, stuff you're selling?
Well, we see this shit all the time, though, and honestly, it's a bad look for the hobby, because if you take a look at some of the shit that happens, that goes down, somebody even insinuating that this might not be a legit jersey starts this fucking 50-page long war. Seriously, like, oh, I can't believe you would question my jersey, blah, blah, blah. It's like, motherfucker, did you take it off the player's back? Like, you don't know for sure unless you've got the research down. You shouldn't be, like, so distraught that you can't, distribute the research that you've done if you, in fact, are claiming it to be 100% no shit authentic. But it's, well, I got it from the team. Well, that's cool. And? Well, I got it from Fanatics. And Fanatics got it from the team. Fanatics sells for the team. Well, the Fanatics...
Well, even if they sell from their team, doesn't mean anything.
That's what I'm getting at.
I think there's definitely, and it's well known throughout the league that, trainers will drop a jersey in for a few games and trade with each other for their particular needs or wants. So, honestly, a lot of the Hawks jerseys, especially home jerseys, are super clean. So they're either wearing a lot of them or they must dry clean the crap out of them. I don't know, tell you the truth, but when I see them on TV or go to a game, they are very clean, except for the goaltenders. I think that's pretty much the only ones that you could safely look at and buy, and which I'm doing for my son. I'm buying patched goalies. They don't have to be first liners, but again, it's one of those things where there's a mark there. You can see it historically throughout. Let's say we'll use Getty Images thumbnails. You can see on one, let's say, white jersey, that mark is consistently there until it goes away, and then all of a sudden there's another set involved.
It's funny you should say that, because I have noticed as of recent times that marks are coming out of jerseys by getting them cleaned more these days than they used to. Like, there's more of an attempt to actually clean the jersey up, because I've seen jerseys have marks come off of them after a series of washings, and you can only identify it by the repairs, if it has repairs, if that. Like maybe a small hole or this thread or snagging. But it used to have a mark in this picture, and now you get the jersey in your hand and it doesn't have that mark anymore. Like,
right, and it's probably something that was mandated by the NHL. That's like keep them as clean as possible.
The TV
because
stuff. You used to be able to have identifying logos and numbers and serialization on the exterior of the jersey. And then the NHL comes down and says, you can't have any of this on the exterior of the jersey. You're not allowed to see this. And it's all about branding and money for the NHL and whatnot. But, I would not doubt that there's a mandate of, like, you have to try your best to get marks out of jerseys for TV. Because, we're in a high-def digital age.
Harold Ballard used to do that back in the late 70s and early 80s. Well, all throughout the 80s for Leafs jerseys. They would have them dry cleaned every 2 games. And you'll see jerseys, like I have a Soloming that's got 8 repairs, and it has no stick marks on it. It's got pulls and snags, but no black marks whatsoever. And it's just, it's kind of insane, but it kind of rips the character from the jersey, Sad.
Marco, how much do you want for it?
I'd trade, but no.
Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it from?
I got it from a local collector.
Did he write you an outlay with it?
He did, yeah.
That's good.
No, his name, I don't know if I should drop his name. His first name is James, and he's a pretty well-known Leafs collector. Good guy.
As long as he wrote valuable outlay.
Mark, I was just kidding in the fact that I posted a few things today just for my personal collection. And the first questions I got, how much is it?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
You got to put the NFS tag now for everything.
They can. How about I put the F off tag on?
You can put the off tag. That'd be a good one too.
Jesus,
that'll work.
That was such a shit show. That got reported.
Did it?
Yeah, I was like, we'll just save it.
For what? Reported for what?
I don't know. It doesn't give me like a reason report. It just says this has been reported. And I was like, you know what? Game use puck GameWorn hockey jersey group, I'll allow it. Like, I mean, we promote game use shit, so it's fine.
Exactly, and even on the rules, if you look at the information about the group, it talks about equipment within the information on the group. It was perfectly fine that I posted that.
You have the other end of the spectrum too, which is awesome. Which is like someone will post like a practice worn jersey from like 2 years ago, and they'll be like NFS in capitals, like exclamation, 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 right? And you're like, all right, well,
Are you talking about Mitch
guess
and
I'm
I?
not putting a bid on that sucker.
Mitch is fucking Captain NFS, man.
Yeah. Oh, Mitch, you'll never get his stuff. I've tried for years. Never gonna happen.
I think he's got that trademark, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that was his. He invented that.
I think he's the only collector who has his own group for his own collection.
I know. He deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's Mitch, though. You know?
I mean, I don't even see anyone post in that group. Basically, it's just Mitch. Whenever he gets some free time, he just posts a bunch of stuff.
It's a fun group. It's
Oh, I know. I like Mitch. I like Mitch a lot. I have no problem with Incognito Hockey as his old username was.
Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff that never sees daylight from a lot of years back. So
I think every day is him going through his closet and finding something he didn't know he had.
Pretty much.
Here's a conundrum, guys. I'm going to use this as an example. If someone has a jersey you really, really want, and they keep saying not for sale, but you know they're a collector of a certain team, and they only say the jersey is for trade, does this now give you the right to go and hunt down the jerseys they want to trade for the jersey that they won't sell normally?
No, man, listen.
Absolutely.
If they make it
Absolutely.
public,
Listen.
Sure.
if they make it public,
Everything
it's
is
fair
for
game.
sale. Just because somebody says it's not for sale, it's for sale. You just have to give them the right amount of money. Everything is for sale for the right amount of money.
Everything.
If somebody comes up
There's
to you
no doubt.
and you have a $100 game issued jersey and somebody was like, I'll give you 50 grand, you wouldn't take 50 grand, you would take 50 grand.
Oh, of course. Come on.
So everything is for sale
I
for
do
the
a
right
lot
amount of
more
money. It's just
for
how much
50
is
grand
it
than
worth
that.
to that person. So yes, it's for sale. It's just
I wouldn't take
a
50
ridiculous amount of money to get it.
But you didn't answer the question, though. Can I go? Should I then go if the guy's really not? If he only really wants to trade, should I go? Kind of.
Marco, Marco, absolutely. I'm with you. I completely agree. I think you should. And the reason I say that is I would not own my 1992 Stanley Cup Final Lemieux jersey if I had not done that.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I talked to the collector over the course of 10 years and asked him about what he likes, what he's interested in, and whether or not anything would ever be of interest that he would trade for that shirt. And sure enough, it took a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey in order for me to pry that out of his collection. And Steelers jerseys are really expensive and they're really rare. So we had an agreement in place that if I got this Steelers jersey, he would trade me the Lemieux plus cash, and that's how the deal went down.
The Lemieux plus cash.
Plus cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jersey.
What Steeler jersey you get him?
It was a Jack Ham Pittsburgh Steelers jersey.
Holy shit.
Game worn one?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I don't collect Pittsburgh Steelers stuff, and I could give two shits about it, but it was something that he wanted, and I wanted the Lemieux, and it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
So I am all for, discreetly trying to collect items. I wouldn't go out there and say, hey, I want to buy this jersey from John Doe, and now I'm collecting jerseys that he wants. I would do it, discreetly, but I would definitely try and come up with something to get the jersey that I want out of his collection. Absolutely. It took me 11 years to get that jersey out of his collection.
That's what's good about these expos too. Getting back to the expos, is you see stuff there that you just never have seen for sale in your entire life. I hear tons of stories about people going to expos and And like the jerseys, the hobby doesn't even know about it, which is pretty rare, but it happens a lot with the old time collectors.
Well, a lot of people don't want the transaction or even the interest in an item to be known, and so the only way to do that is to do an in-person deal.
Yeah, but I find a lot of deals happen after the event too, and after they connect, make communication, and see what happens. So that's been my experience. I mean, very rarely is somebody going to come. Well, not say rarely, but if you're going to go for a little bit higher end, let's say you're looking for a Yager or something like that. I mean, it's not going to come cheap. We'll say Pittsburgh Yager. Any year, I would say it's not going to come cheap, and you're not going to have the funds immediately on you, or have the particular trade piece that maybe this individual is looking for, like the same way like Casey did. So I mean, while it's out there, I mean, there are want lists, and we advertise we want certain things, and it's just a matter of putting it all together. I mean, I basically, it's like do the same thing. It's, we all troll the sites and things like that. I do less and less now. Seems like Facebook has been okay for a certain situation. Led me to a nice player relationship that that I got through Facebook. But that's maybe once or twice you get a hit like that, but it doesn't happen all that often. So. You really gotta work hard at what you want, and make sure when you're making the trade that you're sure that that's what you want, and that's what you're willing to give up for it. So,
yeah. A collector once told me that everything comes for sale again eventually, and for me, a lot of it is about just knowing where the stuff resides and maintaining contact. And at the end of the day, it's going to come for sale again at some point.
Right.
There was another collector. I won't mention his name, but he and I are friends. But we were texting, and he goes, "I can't wait for all of you guys to die so I can buy all your jerseys." And I asked him, I said, "How old do you think I am?" And he goes, "I don't know. You're in your 40s?" I said, "I'm 34 years old." And he goes, "Oh shit, I'm 37." So I told him, "You better start eating kale and working out, because I'm going to outlive you." So, collections come up for sale all the time. People get out of the hobby. Kids go to school and they need to pay for it. Situations change. So everything comes back for sale again eventually.
Let me ask a quick question, just a quick poll question. What do you think the average age is where collectors start thinking about getting out of the hobby?
That's a really good
For each
question.
person's a little bit different. I think it comes in cycles. I've thought about it before. It really depends on what your financial situation is and where you're at with your family at that point in time.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, take a guess, because honestly, it was like the past 2 years. I'm 55. I'll be 56 the end of the month. So we'll say the past 3 years, I thought about it a lot, and then Paul's talked me. Paul even called me, say, "Hey, what's going on with you?" and stuff like that. And
Talk you off the ledge.
talk me off the ledge. He's a good man.
Honestly, I think it's easier for a younger person to get out, because you want to pay off your student loans, you want to pay off your house, you want to pay off of this.
Yeah.
You can't be sinking all your money into jerseys. But as you get older and all those things do get paid off, then you have money sitting around that you don't really have to spend. I think it's easier to get more involved in the hobby the later you get, and then maybe as your health degrades and whatnot, or you have grandchildren, maybe start dumping money out from the hobby to start fulfilling some of their needs. So I think your prime time is maybe between the 35 and 55 range, and then 55 and up, you start weeding out a little bit. And if you're below 35, then you're either just dabbling in it, or you're not getting into it too heavy, or if you did get into it heavy, you're probably bowing out for a little while. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would definitely say, from 45 to 65, it would be I would say the range where some collectors might, like you say, trim down or get out altogether.
Uh,
So,
Yeah, I would say between the time when your kids go off to college and you want to put them through college and retirement age, I think that's the 2 points that I would have in mind.
yeah. And I want you to donate for my kid's doing the polar plunge for University of Washington. So he's a graduate doctorate student at over there for audiology. So he's a real good kid and a really good athlete too. So he'll be at the World Duathlon in Penticton, British Columbia this August. So he'll be competing.
all right,
So-
that is about all the time we have for the show.
Thanks for the plug.
You're welcome. I'll allow it. All right. So for people that want to have a specific topic talked about next time, make sure you message the page or drop something on us. Make sure you let us know what you want to see us bullshitting about. Check out GameWorn.us for all your GameWorn news, related items. Check out the raffle page. Check out the raffle article. If you got some spare money sitting in your PayPal, you ain't doing anything with it, you know you're not. Buy a raffle ticket. And if you're still on the fence about going to the expo, go to the expo. I know most of you guys will see you there. Marco, you need to change your mind, man. Don't let that wife hold you down.
Yeah,
Happy wife,
yeah, I
happy
know.
life only comes after you get married, man.
Thanks for the advice. I appreciate it.
Get him a hall pass.
Alright, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for the call.